Can you lend me a few minutes? Because I want to talk to you about the primary on Tuesday, June 5th. That's this next Tuesday, right? We are down to it. And the reason I made this video was to talk to you about Cathy Glasson. I don't know if you've had time to look into the gubernatorial candidates or to look into the down ticket candidates. Now is the time to do it. If you identify as a progressive, you've got to educate yourself and find out who is the most progressive candidate available and go vote for them. This is the Democratic primary, and I understand if you're not too happy with the Democratic Party establishment. I am right there with you. In a lot of ways, they have become Republican light. And in a two-party system, we need two parties that stand at either end of the spectrum, not two parties that are this far apart. The only way we can do that is by electing people through the primary that share our values. People that are actually liberals, people that are actually progressives, or whatever word you want to use to call for a candidate that puts people before profits, that puts the voters before their donors, the candidates that will actually try to help the people of this state. We have gone a very long time without representation that actually represents us. That's why I'm asking you to vote for Cathy Glasson on Tuesday, June 5th. Tuesday, June 5th. That's this next Tuesday, folks. Because there's a lot of reasons. Cathy wants to legalize cannabis and to tax it and use that money for schools. Cathy wants to create a system for universal health care for every Iowan. And, if you're a rich person and you're thinking, oh, this is a bad idea, I don't want to pay for this, you would also get that universal health care. We're not talking about an entitlement program. We're talking about a social program for every citizen of the state of Iowa. Think about that. You would not be tied to your job anymore. You would be able to go out and find a new job if you don't like your job. I have literally been imprisoned by health insurance. I'm kind of imprisoned by health insurance right now. It limits what I can do. And universal health care would change that. Cathy's also very pro-union. She started the nurses union under the Service Employees International Union, the SEIU, at the University of Iowa. I actually was going to school at the same time that happened, and it was a fight. And Cathy's a fighter. That is what we need. We need someone who's going to fight for the people of Iowa, not just the businesses, not just their donors, not just the people with money. The average people need a voice, and we don't have that right now. And I'm not able to sit by and let that system continue, and I hope you're not either. I hope you go out on June 5th and vote for Cathy Glasson. Now, if you don't want to go to your polling place on June 5th, and if you're not sure where your polling place is, links are below for everything I'm about to talk about. You can look it up on the Secretary of State's website to actually find that information. You, if you don't want to wait in line, that is, can actually go to your county courthouse and to your county auditor's office and vote early. Early voting in Iowa is like an absentee ballot that you fill out in person. Now, you have tomorrow, Saturday, June 2nd, your auditor's office is required to be open for 8 hours, a minimum of 8 hours. Your auditor's office will also be open Monday, June 4th, during normal business hours, and you can go early vote that day too. And if you want to hit your local polling place on Tuesday, June 5th, you can do that. No matter what, Remember that the voter ID law went into effect this year. It's not great. It's designed to disenfranchise voters. Don't let it disenfranchise you. The only way to roll things back is to stand up and elect people who will do that. And Cathy Glasson is that person. But we can't do it until she gets elected. And so you've got until Tuesday, June 5th to lay your hands on a photo ID with an expiration date. That's what is now required in order to vote. That could be a driver's license or non-driver's ID, a voter ID, military ID, veterans ID. It's a passport. You can use your passport. It's any photo ID that also has an expiration date on it. You can use that. Some polling places and some counties are also allowing you to sign a pledge, affidavit, whatever language they've chosen to use. I've heard it a couple different ways, which is odd since legal language is supposed to be constant, but that's the problem with this voter ID law. You may be able to vote without your ID, but don't risk it. Take your ID. You're going to need it at the county auditor's office. You're going to need it at your polling place. And if you want to get rid of that bad law and get rid of Paul Pate, our Secretary of State that forced that through, now's your chance. Go vote for Cathy Glasson. Go find out who the progressives running for Senate and House in your part of Iowa are, and vote for those people. County supervisor races are up. Figure out who are the good candidates for county supervisor and make sure they make it through the primary. If we expect the system to work well, we have to work the system. We only have a democracy as long as we keep it a democracy. So go June 5th, go out and vote. 7 minutes. This is a little longer than a couple minutes. If you hung in there, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good day.